Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of January 18th through the 24th, and I'm using a kit from the Pretty Pink Co. called Daphne. I chose to get this kit in silver foil, and I was really excited to get this kit for this week because I watched the entire first season of Bridgerton during this week. I had seen a lot of shops come out with Bridgerton kits, and this one happened to be my favorite. I just really liked the artwork and how this one was put together. I had been hearing about the show here and there, but what really made me want to watch it this week was that on the Sunday before this week, I was listening to Plans Change, which is an Instagram live with Ray of Gathered Plans and Tay of Shantae Plans. They were arguing about something on this show, and I was completely lost, but I was also intrigued about what they were talking about. So I decided to watch it the next day, and just from the first episode, I was really excited about it. I noticed there were 8 episodes, and I didn't want to just sit and watch it all at once. I mean, I did want to do that, but I also knew that I had to get some sleep and get mom duties and other things done. So I tried to limit it to just 1 episode every day, and that would allow me to enjoy the show a bit more. I really enjoyed this show, and I am actually thinking about buying the books. I'm not much of a book reader, but occasionally I do like to get into a series, and this one seems like it would be a really interesting one to read. But as I continue setting up the base for this week, I did want to give a bit of an update. I currently have 7 spreads pretty much finished that I still haven't edited and uploaded onto my channel. I had been debating about whether I should skip some weeks and not post those videos, but I do think I want to get most of these up. It's been a couple weeks since my last video, and the main reason for that is the microphone in my phone stopped working, and that is what I use to record my voiceovers. So at first I was trying to get a new phone and trying to figure out which one I wanted. Once I decided on the phone that I wanted, I kind of got hesitant to actually purchase it because it's so much more expensive than some of the other options, and my mind was kind of going back and forth on whether I should get the phone I want or just go with a cheaper one. My phone that I currently have is about 4.5 years old, getting close to 5 years old, and I've pretty much had it since PJ was a baby. I was having a really hard time committing to getting a new phone, and then I tried to figure out alternatives for recording my voiceovers and alternatives for actually being able to use my phone for phone calls. So I ended up getting a Bluetooth headset, and that didn't really work well for voiceovers, but it works fine for actual phone calls. And basically I'm just trying to wait it out the next 6 months. Hopefully there'll be a new iPhone out and I'll be able to upgrade to the phone that I want, and I'm hoping by that point it'll be cheaper because a new version will be out. And as far as my voiceovers, I'm currently using my sister's old phone. She got a new phone around Christmas time, and so I'm using her old phone, which is still a newer version compared to my current phone. So I'm hoping that the audio is okay. I did think about purchasing a microphone on Amazon, but I don't know if that is a necessary purchase right now. But anyways, as far as stickers for this kit, most of the foiled icons and scripts are going to be from Harriet Wright Designs, and most of the non-foiled scripts are from Station Stickers. I will do my best to point out any of the other stickers, and I will have everything linked in the description box. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to answer. And let's get right into the week. On Monday, it was MLK Day, so we didn't have school. This sticker is from Rose Colored Days. We had therapy, and I used the sticker from Fox and Pip. Below that, I marked Coffee Monday, and I used a leftover foiled coffee icon from a Simply Watercolor Co. kit. I thought these colors match really nicely. Then I added the full box, and since this full box had so much space in it, I decided to add a decorative box to mark that we went to the park with my parents. Then I added a checklist, and I had been debating whether I wanted to add checklists into this planner since now I'm using my Sweet Quiet Design planner for writing out all of my to-do lists for every single day. But I figured since this kit came with these little checklists, I wanted to use them. I recorded a voiceover. The stickers from Sweet Quiet Design. I also painted my nails, and the nail polish sticker is from Fox and Pip. Then I wrote that we made empanadillas, which is a recipe from my husband's side of the family. Below the checklist, I marked that I called my mom, and the cell phone was on a sampler from Nikki Plus 3. And at the very bottom of the day, I marked watching the first episode of Bridgerton. Since this was the last thing that I did on every day this week, I decided to put it in the same spot across the week. And I wanted to mark them all very similarly, but I didn't want to use all quarter boxes just in case I needed them for other things. So on this day, I used a header, and I ended up alternating headers and quarter boxes on the bottom of each day. I used these cute little Bridgerton munchkins from Once More With Love to mark watching these episodes. On Tuesday, I started with a checklist. I tidied up, ran the Roomba, sent payments, and did laundry. Below the checklist, I marked a workout, and below that, I marked filming a video. Then I wrote that we had family Zoom with my brother, and I used a sticker from Fox and Pip. And since my full box had a lot of blank space, I decided to add the Bachelor sticker from Fox and Pip on top. And at the very bottom, I marked watching episode 2 of Bridgerton. On Wednesday, I started with a full box. I did a workout. Then I marked having a tough day with PJ, and I also did some editing. The desk sticker is from Sticky Bow Babies. Below the checklist, I marked filming again with a decorative box, and I decided to pair it with some deco from the kit. I thought the circle and diamond shape paired nicely together. Below that, I wrote that my husband had a possible COVID exposure at work. I believe my husband had gone into work on Tuesday after not going in for quite a while, and he went in again on Wednesday, but on that day, he found out that one of his coworkers, someone in their household, tested positive, so we immediately started to isolate. We kind of did a double isolation in our house. So my husband was completely isolated, and then it was me with my 2 boys, and then my sister-in-law with her daughter. We decided to kind of split into groups because my husband actually came home on Tuesday. He was so exhausted. I think he came home pretty late and went straight to bed. He didn't really interact with anybody, except he did say goodnight to my boys. So even though there was probably a small chance that he passed anything on to the boys, we really just wanted to be safe and extra cautious because my niece is immunosuppressed, so I really wanted to make sure that she was completely separate from any possible exposure. But anyways, this was the beginning of a really long week. I also snuck in that little third box that we FaceTime my dad. I just ran out of room to actually make it its own separate box. But in the half box, I wrote that I was up really late. I had a collab video that was supposed to go up on Thursday, and I finished the video at a reasonable time, but I was having a lot of issues with processing and uploading, so I didn't end up going to bed until 5:30 in the morning. And I also wanted to mark the first night that I slept on the couch. At the very bottom, I marked watching episode 3 and 4 of Bridgerton. I had a lot of downtime just waiting for my video to process, so I went ahead and watched an extra episode. I wanted to keep going, but I decided to just watch 2 this evening. Flipping over to Thursday, it was trash day, and I used a sticker from Planning Like a Pro. I cleaned the bathroom. I definitely did a lot of cleaning and sanitizing as soon as I found out about the COVID exposure, but my husband and I and the boys were still sharing a bathroom, so I knew I had to clean it and continue sanitizing throughout the day. And then I marked the first full day of isolation. It was definitely a tough one. It did not help that I stayed up so late, so I used the sticker from Sweet Koi Design that says running on fumes. Then I marked uploading my collab plan with me with Sophia from A Lotus Story, and I used another sticker from Sweet Koi Design. Then I added my full box, and below that I used a half box, and I marked a few different things. A much needed nap, and this script is from Sadie Stickers. I marked some happy mail, and then FaceTiming my sister and my parents. Below that, I marked journaling with a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I believe this was the first day of the year that I started journaling. I haven't been able to keep up with it every night, but when I'm having a tough day, I try to at least sit down and get some thoughts down on paper. I have been journaling in the Amanda Rachel Lee Doodle Planner. I thought that the space that is provided for each day wouldn't be enough, but I think for me it's actually been the perfect amount of space. I'm able to get a lot in there, and I try to just write how I'm feeling that particular day instead of what we did that day, because that is what my memory planner is for. And at the bottom of the day, I marked watching episode 5 of Bridgerton. On Friday, I started with a full box. And then I marked a rainy day with a sticker from Pumpkin Paper Co. Then I added my checklist. I did a workout, more sanitizing, and there were a bunch of sales on this day, so I used a buy all the stickers script. Below that, I marked Play-Doh in preschool with this sticker from Fox and Pip. Then I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark that I practiced some hand lettering. Then I marked a movie night. I paired this box with some deco from the kit. And at the very bottom, I marked watching episode 6 of Bridgerton. Moving on to the weekend. On Saturday, I did a lot of cleaning around the house. Below that, I marked that my Fitbit broke. In the morning, it was over 50%, and somewhere in the afternoon, it was completely dead. So I tried charging it. It was not charging and was not coming back. So I eventually ordered a new Fitbit. In my checklist, I recorded a voiceover, and initially I had a family time script. I was confused as to why I didn't pull the family time script, since I normally like to use that script whenever I use silver foil in a kit. But later I realized that we didn't really have family time unless that just includes me with the boys, because we were in isolation. So instead I changed it to morning cuddles, and then I FaceTimed my sister. Below the checklist, I added the full box, and at the very bottom, I marked episode 7 of Bridgerton. On Sunday, I started with a day extender for my full box. There was a lot that I had written down on Sunday, and I also had a lot of stickers left in this kit, so I wanted to use a bit more. Inside the full box day extender, I started with marking church. I was also up early this day. I wanted to wake up extra early to make breakfast for everyone, since we were trying to eat at different times. Below that, I wrote that I finally started listening to I Bought a House, which is a podcast that Shantae Plans always listens to and marks in her planner. I had been wanting to add that to my podcast list, but I kept forgetting. I finally remembered on this day. I think she had posted about it on her Instagram stories. I started episode 1 on this day, and it was funny because they mentioned that the COVID shutdown had just begun, and he was guessing that it was going to take about 8 weeks. And obviously we're now a year later and that did not happen, but it was just really interesting to hear their thoughts, especially going through this whole pandemic. I also just watched a video from one of the hosts on that podcast, and they currently in real time decided to end the podcast indefinitely. So it's really sad, but I do have a lot of episodes that I get to listen to in the meantime. Anyways, in the half box, I used some deco. I just wrote that I made breakfast and it was a tough morning. It's always difficult to try to explain isolation and this whole situation to little ones, but this is our third time isolating. I think this one was the most intense, so it's just really hard to get the kids out of the normal routine that they are used to. Below that, I marked editing and I used another desk icon from Sticky Bow Babies. Then I layered some deco and marked that I did some prep for 100 days of preschool. In the corner box, I marked that my parents and my sister came to visit. They dropped off some dessert and said hi from a distance. And then I used 8 in my feelings script. But at the very bottom, I marked watching the very last episode of Bridgerton. I am really excited that they are going to be doing more seasons. But that is all I have for this week. I am so excited to finally have another video up on my channel. I think this spread is so beautiful. I'm really happy with how it turned out. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.